Have you ever found yourself drifting on the softest edges of wakefulness, where the bustling world outside begins to dissolve and a new inner stillness starts to bloom? It's a gentle, almost imperceptible transformation, isn't it? This quiet unfolding of the self as it prepares for its nightly voyage into the deep, tranquil seas of sleep. Even before we fully surrender to slumber's profound embrace, there's a curious, continuous slowing that begins within the intricate pathways of our bodies and minds, a silent dimming of the bright, sharp edges of awareness, a subtle reweaving of sensations that hints at a profound, yet often overlooked, magic residing within us. We slip from the active, defined contours of our busy day into a landscape where the familiar rhythms of waking life become wonderfully pliable, like soft clay beneath a potter's gentle, shaping hands, ready to be molded by the quiet currents of rest. Consider for a moment the common, wondrous miracle of deep sleep. It is a state of profound physiological rest where your breath deepens, your heart rate slows its steady beat, and your muscles release their hold, becoming soft and yielding. In this precious embrace, your body performs its silent, essential work of repair and restoration, mending the subtle wear of the day, replenishing its precious stores of energy, and consolidating the delicate threads of memory. While your conscious mind may feel utterly absent, drifting in realms unknown, a vast, complex symphony of biological processes continues, unseen and unhurried. This is not idleness, but a deeper, more profound form of activity, a quiet, continuous hum of life diligently working to sustain your very being. Think of an ancient, tranquil lake, its surface perfectly still under a vast, dark sky. Beneath this calm exterior, countless unseen currents continue their slow, perpetual flow, carrying nutrients, shaping the lake bed, and sustaining the myriad forms of life that reside in its depths. The surface stillness is merely a reflection of a deeper, enduring movement. Our body in deep sleep is like this lake, outwardly still, yet inwardly teeming with the quiet, vital processes that ensure its continued vitality. This ability of complex biological systems to enter states of profound deceleration, to seemingly pause their active engagement with the world while maintaining their fundamental essence, is a testament to the remarkable ingenuity of life itself. It suggests a deep, inherent wisdom within all living things, a capacity for profound rest that serves as the foundation for vibrant awakening. But now, let us consider how this profound stillness of rest often leads our minds to gently wander, to explore the very edges of our understanding, particularly regarding the astonishing nature of memory and recollection. In those quiet moments just before sleep, or during the soft flow of a daydream, our thoughts might turn to the myriad ways we experience the past, both recent and distant. A familiar scent might transport you back to a childhood kitchen, filled with the aroma of freshly baked cookies, evoking a visceral sense of warmth and comfort. A forgotten melody might suddenly surface, evoking a vivid image of a long-past summer evening, complete with the gentle rustle of leaves and the soft laughter of friends, bringing the past into the present with surprising clarity. These aren't just simple recollections, like retrieving a static file from a mental cabinet. They are profound acts of mental time travel, moments where your mind, with effortless grace, reconstructs entire scenes, emotions, and sensations from a time that has already passed. This innate human capacity to revisit what was, to experience the echoes of the past as if they were present, is a gentle and universal whisper, echoing through our deepest contemplations, hinting at the true nature of our internal time machine. Imagine the vivid landscape of a dream, where your perception shifts dramatically, blurring the very lines between what is real and what is imagined. In this dream realm, you frequently find yourself not just witnessing, but actively re-experiencing past events with astonishing clarity, emotional resonance, and a profound sense of presence. You might walk through a beloved old house, feeling the familiar texture of its walls, hearing the distant sounds of conversations from years ago, even smelling the subtle scent of old wood or faded flowers, all brought to life with a vibrancy that rivals waking experience. Yet, in the dream, these recollections are often seamlessly blended with fantastical elements, with impossible characters or illogical scenarios, or they might even present past events with a subtly altered narrative or different emotional tone. The path of a familiar street might unexpectedly lead to a fantastical landscape, or a conversation with a loved one might take a turn that never happened in waking life. In the dream, these blendings of memory and imagination feel utterly natural, unconstrained by the usual rules of logic or the expectations of fixed reality. Yet, when you awaken, you realize these reconstructions and alterations were spontaneous creations of your subconscious mind, unfolding from a deeper, unseen current within your being, hinting at a more profound, pervasive form of perceptual malleability and memory's fluid nature. The dream world, in its very essence, highlights the mind's profound ability to construct and reconstruct reality, even its fundamental sensory and temporal qualities, from sources beyond our immediate awareness, suggesting that the past is not merely gone, but is preserved within the intricate pathways of our minds, a rich tapestry that can be rewoven and re-experienced. This leads us to a gentle, the profound inquiry. What is the true nature of waking memory and recollection? Is it merely a static record, like a photograph or a video recording, faithfully preserved and simply replayed when accessed? Or is it a dynamic, living process, constantly being reshaped, reconstructed, and even subtly reimagined each time we recall it? Blending the past with the nuances of our present, the dreams we experience, where memories appear with vivid detail but often with dreamlike alterations, offer a subtle whisper of this possibility, suggesting that our intuitive understanding of memory might be far too simplistic. It's a profound dialogue that has been humming within the very fabric of our mind since our very beginnings, a symphony of unseen processes orchestrated by subtle, pervasive energies, constantly adapting our personal history to the demands of the present. Consider the intricate web of factors that shape even a simple act of remembering. When you recall a past event, your brain doesn't just pull up a single, complete file. Instead, it actively reconstructs that scene, drawing on fragmented pieces of information stored across various brain regions. This includes sensory details, what you saw, heard, smelled, emotional context, how you felt during the event, semantic knowledge, what you understood about the event, and even your current mood and expectations. Each time you access a memory, it is not merely retrieved, it is subtly re-encoded and reconsolidated. This process, known as memory reconsolidation, temporarily makes the memory pliable, like wet cement. During this brief, unstable window, the memory can be subtly updated, strengthened, weakened, or even altered by new information or by your current emotional state, before it is re-saved in a more stable form. This intimate blending of past information with present context means that the very act of remembering can subtly alter the memory itself. It's like an ancient storyteller recounting a cherished tale to a new audience. With each telling, the story might gain new nuances, subtle embellishments, or deeper emotional layers, shaped by the teller's current understanding and the audience's reception. The core narrative remains, but its texture and detail can gently evolve, making our personal histories living, breathing entities, always adapting to the light of the present. This perspective, where memories are fluid and reconstructive rather than perfectly static recordings, is not a flaw in our cognitive system. Instead, it is a profound act of adaptation and resilience. By allowing memories to be subtly updated and reintegrated with new information, our brains ensure that our understanding of the past remains relevant and useful for navigating the present, and planning for the future. It allows us to learn from our experiences, to modify our behaviors, to correct past assumptions, and to continuously refine our internal models of the world, fostering growth and flexibility. It's like a skilled artisan who, each time they revisit a beloved tapestry, subtly reweaves a few threads, enhancing its vibrance or adjusting its pattern to better suit a new light or new story they wish to tell, making it more functional for the evolving narrative of their life. This continuous reweaving ensures that our personal history remains coherent and adaptive, serving our current needs rather than simply being a fixed, unchangeable record. The whispers from the dream of recollection are the subtle hints that our waking experience of memory is but one possible interpretation of reality. Just as in a dream, where you might see things that defy physics, your waking perception also filters out a vast amount of information. The way our brain continuously reconstructs the past, often seamlessly blending it with our present and subtly influencing our future, highlights the profound creative power of our own minds. This capacity to actively shape our past, not in a way that creates falsehoods, but in a way that optimizes its utility for our present well-being, is truly one of the most wondrous capabilities of the human mind. A silent time machine that operates ceaselessly within us, always working to integrate our experiences into a coherent, evolving narrative. This contemplation of the dream of recollection and its profound implications for our understanding of memory and the nature of our subjective reality is not meant to stir alarm or uncertainty about the reliability of our recollections. Instead, it invites a deeper appreciation for the intricate web of processes within us and around us, and the astonishing complexity of existence. It's a gentle nudge to recognize that our conscious mind is but one aspect of our being, and that deeper, more fundamental processes, operating in the quiet of our internal world, constantly shape our experience, often in ways we are only just beginning to gently perceive. It calls for humility and a quiet curiosity, a willingness to listen to the whispers of our own minds, even if we don't fully understand their language. For within those whispers might lie profound insights into the rhythms of our memory and the nature of our deepest self. Embracing the fluidity of memory allows for a more compassionate understanding of ourselves and others, recognizing that each personal history is a living, breathing story, perpetually in motion. As you drift deeper into the quiet stillness, let the image of your own deep slumber and the gentle whispers from the dream of recollection bring you profound peace. Feel the quiet, ceaseless activity within all living things, silently working to perceive, to adapt, and to exist in harmony with their internal and external environments. Even as your conscious thoughts begin to softly dissipate, there is no need to actively solve the grand mystery of memory. Simply allow this beautiful internal work of contemplation to unfold, carrying you deeper into a state of profound peace and restoration. Let your breath be soft and even, a tranquil rhythm that guides you further into relaxation. With each inhale, draw in the quiet wisdom of your mind's profound internal world and the pervasive potential of its unseen processes. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing it to dissipate like a wisp of mist in the cool night air. You are safe, you are warm, and you are gracefully dissolving into the quiet, boundless space of sleep, cradled by the gentle, persistent hum of your own bodily rhythms. All is calm, all is clear, as the whispers from the dream of recollection guide you into the deepest, most restorative rest. As the soft whispers from the dream of recollection gently recede, and the subtle contours of our familiar waking world gradually soften into a tranquil twilight, we are invited to consider a deeper, more profound landscape, the vast and intricate inner universe of our perceived reality, and the gentle haze that ceaselessly shapes it. Imagine, if you will, that your mind is not a simple, clear window through which you observe an objective, Fixed world, but a boundless, tranquil ocean, where countless currents of sensory information continuously ripple and interact, shaping the very sights, sounds, and textures that emerge, often long before your conscious awareness fully grasps their intricate nature. This isn't an empty space, but a vibrant, living network, constantly in motion, profoundly influencing our inner environment in ways we are only just beginning to softly understand, always working, even in its quietest moments, to construct the world we experience. We often perceive our senses as complete and flawless windows onto reality, providing us with a full and accurate picture of the world around us. Our eyes gather light, our ears detect sound, our skin feels touch, and our brains seamlessly interpret these signals to construct a three-dimensional, tangible world. This intuitive understanding of perception that what we see, hear, and feel is precisely what is in an objective sense forms the bedrock of our personal experience. It provides a comforting sense of immediate, unchanging order. However, the gentle gaze of modern neuroscience and psychology reveals a far more sophisticated and interconnected truth beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. Our brain is not merely a passive receiver of information, but an active, creative interpreter, constantly engaged in a symphony of interpretation, filtering, and subtle shaping that defines our subjective reality. Think of an ancient, sprawling forest, vibrant with diverse life. At dawn, a subtle breeze begins to stir the leaves, but beneath the surface, countless unseen air currents are already flowing, guiding the very first movements of the leaves. Our brain is much like this forest, but on a microscopic scale, composed of billions of tiny, interconnected cells called neurons. These neurons are not isolated islands. They form vast, sprawling networks, communicating with each other through a ceaseless dance of electrical impulses and chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. This constant, gentle communication, this ceaseless flow of information, constitutes the very essence of the sensing brain. The data that gives rise to everything we experience, the warmth of a cherished memory, the cool logic of a calculation, the vibrant colors of the world around us, and profoundly our very ability to construct and navigate our perceived reality. The sheer complexity and speed of this neural current are truly astounding. Billions of neurons, each capable of connecting with thousands of others, create trillions of synaptic connections. Information races across these networks at speeds far beyond our conscious processing. Every sensation you experience, every thought you generate, every emotion you feel, every word you utter, is the result of intricate patterns of neural firing, a complex choreography unfolding in milliseconds. This fundamental activity operates largely beneath the threshold of our conscious awareness, yet it orchestrates the very inputs and outputs that our conscious mind later interprets as its seamless, coherent, perceived reality. This leads us to a gentle, a profound inquiry. How does this ceaseless neural activity in the brain actually translate raw sensory data into the rich, subjective experience of a coherent reality? Could the gentle haze refer to the subtle veil that separates these powerful, unconscious neural processes from our slower, more deliberate conscious perceptions, blurring the lines between pure sensory input and subjective interpretation? Consider the process of color perception. When you see a red apple, the apple itself doesn't possess redness as an inherent quality. Rather, its surface absorbs certain wavelengths of light and reflects others. Your eyes contain specialized cells called cones that are sensitive to different wavelengths of light. When light reflecting off the apple hits these cones, they send electrical signals to your brain. Your brain then interprets these specific patterns of signals as the subjective experience of red. This interpretation is influenced by countless factors, including the ambient lighting, the surrounding colors, and even your past experiences with apples. For instance, an apple might look a different shade of red under fluorescent light than under sunlight, but your brain might still perceive it as red due to its knowledge of apples and its expectation of consistent color. This demonstrates that color is not simply an objective property of the world, but a beautiful, dynamic construction of your brain, a subtle hue painted by your inner palette. Beyond color, our perception of sound is equally constructed. When a gentle breeze rustles leaves, it creates pressure waves in the air. Your ears detect these vibrations and convert them into electrical signals. Your brain then interprets these signals as the sound of rustling leaves, distinguishing it from other sounds, assigning it meaning, and associating it with the visual of the leaves moving. This involves complex processing to filter out background noise, pinpoint the sound's origin, and recognize its source, all occurring unconsciously. The gentle haze of perception filters out countless frequencies like infrasound and ultrasound, which many animals perceive that exist in the air, allowing us to focus only on the sounds relevant to our human experience. This suggests that the silence we perceive is not an absence, but a filtered version of a much richer auditory landscape. Our perception of touch and texture also involves a complex interpretive dance. When you touch a soft blanket, countless nerve endings in your skin send signals to your brain about pressure, temperature, and texture. Your brain then integrates these signals, along with memories of past touches, to create the subjective experience of softness. This isn't just a raw input, it's a sensory interpretation, influenced by your expectations and prior knowledge. A material that feels soft to one person might feel slightly different to another. Based on individual sensory thresholds and past experiences, this active construction of perceived reality extends to the very structure of the world we inhabit. Our brain constructs a stable, three-dimensional world from two-dimensional images projected onto our retinas. It uses cues like perspective, shading, overlapping objects, and the slight difference in images between our two eyes' binocular vision to create the illusion of depth and solidity. Without this tireless, unconscious calculation, the world would appear flat and fragmented. This constant, seamless construction, fueled by immense neural activity, ensures that our perceived reality feels coherent, consistent, and undeniably real. The gentle haze of perceived reality is profound because it challenges our intuitive sense of objective truth. Instead, it reveals that our reality is a deeply personal and continuously interpreted experience. It invites us to consider that our internal landscape is far richer, softer, and more wonderfully dynamic than our direct senses typically reveal. It's a quiet invitation to surrender our need for absolute, unchangeable perceptions and to embrace the beautiful, gentle dance of complex neural and cognitive causality that underpins our very experience of the world. Our subjective reality is a beautiful, coherent narrative woven by our brains, making sense of a continuous, complex stream of information. Much like a dream creates a seamless story from disparate impulses. This contemplation of the sensing brain within, and the vastness of its silent influence on our perception of reality, is not meant to stir alarm or a sense of an unreliable world. Instead, it invites a deeper appreciation for the intricate web of processes within us and the astonishing sophistication of our own biology. It's a gentle nudge to recognize that our conscious perception is but one aspect of our being, and that deeper, more fundamental processes, operating in the quiet of our internal world, constantly shape our experience, often in ways we are only just beginning to gently perceive. It calls for humility and a quiet curiosity, a willingness to listen to the whispers of our own minds, even if we don't fully understand their intricate language. For within those whispers might lie profound insights into the rhythms of our sensations and the nature of our deepest self. As you drift deeper into the quiet stillness, let the image of this gentle haze of perceived reality envelop you. Feel the vastness of this inner landscape, the quiet hum of countless neural interactions constantly unfolding, and the seamless dance between your sensory inputs and your brain's interpretations. There is no urgency here, No need to grasp at concrete answers. Simply allow the profound sense of boundless collaboration and enduring mystery to wash over you, carrying you deeper into a state of profound peace and restoration. Let your breath be soft and even, a tranquil rhythm that guides you further into relaxation. With each inhale, draw in the quiet wisdom of your brain's internal universe and its pervasive potential for intricate activity. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing it to dissipate like a wisp of mist in the cool, dawn air. You are safe, you are held, and you are gracefully dissolving into the quiet, boundless space of sleep, cradled by the gentle, persistent hum of your own sensing brain. All is calm, all is clear, as the gentle haze of perceived reality guides you into the deepest, most restorative rest. As we gently drift deeper into the serene landscape of our inner world, softly moving through the gentle haze of perceived reality, we now approach a profoundly vital and intimate connection, the intricate, ceaseless activity within the very core of our brain. Forming a magnificent narrative loom, imagine, for a quiet moment, your mind not as a simple static collection of stored data, nor solely as a conscious library of easily accessible books. Instead, conceive of it as a vast ancient workshop, filled with countless intricate mechanisms, delicate shuttles, and unseen hands, tirelessly weaving together the myriad threads of your experiences into the rich, coherent tapestry of your personal story. This continuous process of weaving, particularly prevalent even in the quiet moments of rest and reflection, creates faint, persistent echoes messages that reveal a profound, often overlooked dialogue between your deepest internal processes and the very fabric of your conscious memories, shaping the narrative of who you are. We often perceive memory as a straightforward act of recording what we experience as captured and stored. Much like a photograph or a video, when you recall a past event, the joy of a family gathering, the details of a cherished vacation, or the steps to a familiar recipe, it feels as though you are simply pulling up a precise, unaltered file from a mental cabinet. This intuitive understanding forms the bedrock of our sense of personal history and the reliability of our recollections. However, modern scientific understanding, gently unveiling the intricate complexities of our biology, reveals a far more sophisticated and interconnected truth beneath the surface of our conscious recall. A vast, continuous symphony of neural activity is perpetually in motion, shaping the very essence of our memories and defining their fluidity, constantly constructing and reconstructing our personal narrative. Think of an ancient, sprawling forest, vibrant with diverse life. At dawn, a subtle breeze begins to stir the leaves, but beneath the surface, countless unseen air currents are already flowing, guiding the very first movements of the leaves. Our brain is much like this forest, but on a microscopic scale. Its pathways and connections, its very inclinations, profoundly shaped by every single experience we have ever had, even those we no longer consciously remember. These are the deep memories, the myriad fragments of experience, the invisible forces that subtly guide our present perceptions and choices, like unseen currents beneath a calm river, constantly providing subtle nudges and influences. This leads us to a gentle, profound inquiry. How does the brain, this intricate biological loom, orchestrate the formation and retrieval of memories, weaving disparate fragments of experience into the coherent narratives that form our personal history? And what are the key parts of the loom, the specific brain regions that collaborate in this astonishing feat of internal storytelling? The answer lies in the dynamic interplay of several interconnected brain regions, each contributing its unique function to the grand process of memory. These regions are like specialized artisans or distinct sections of the loom, working in quiet concert to create the seamless tapestry of your personal history. 1. The hippocampus, the master weaver's initial layout. Imagine the hippocampus, a small seahorse-shaped structure located deep within your temporal lobe, as the master weaver's initial layout table. It is not the long-term storage site for memories, but it is absolutely crucial for forming new episodic memories. Your ability to vividly recall specific personal events with their associated sensory details and emotional context. What happened, where, and when? The hippocampus acts as a kind of temporary inbox or a delicate notepad, receiving new information from various sensory and cognitive areas of the brain. It is believed to rapidly bind together these diverse fragments of an experience into a coherent, initial memory trace. It's like the master weaver quickly sketching the overall design of a new section of the tapestry, creating a temporary blueprint that holds all the disparate elements together for a brief period before they are permanently integrated elsewhere. Damage to the hippocampus can leave a person unable to form new long-term memories, living perpetually in the present, unable to weave new stories into their fabric. Its echoes are the subtle whispers of novelty, the quiet recognition of a new moment being initiated. 2. The neocortex, the vast, enduring tapestry. Itself, consider the neocortex, the wrinkled outermost layer of your brain, as the colossal, enduring tapestry itself. This is where most long-term memories are believed to be permanently stored, not in a single spot, but distributed across vast, interconnected networks of neurons. While the hippocampus initially binds new memories, it is during periods of rest, particularly deep sleep, that these fragile new memories are gradually transferred and integrated into the neocortex. This process, known as systems consolidation, involves a silent nocturnal dialogue between the hippocampus and various cortical regions, where new threads are slowly woven into the existing fabric of your knowledge and personal history. The neocortex provides the vast storage capacity and the organizational framework for your entire life story, making memories robust and accessible over decades. Its echoes are the deep, resonant hum of vast knowledge, the quiet wisdom of accumulated experience, forming the pervasive background to our thoughts. 3. The prefrontal cortex, the narrative editor and future planner. Imagine the prefrontal cortex, located at the very front of your brain, as the narrative editor and future planner for your personal story. This region is crucial not only for retrieving memories, but also for reconstructing them, organizing them into a coherent timeline, and even for imagining future events. When you consciously try to recall a specific detail from your past, your prefrontal cortex helps to guide the retrieval process, piecing together fragments from across the neocortex. Remarkably, this region, along with the hippocampus, is also highly active when we engage in future-oriented thought planning, predicting, or imagining hypothetical scenarios. This suggests a profound connection between memory and foresight. Our brain uses its vast store of past experiences to build and simulate possible pathways into the future. It's like the master weaver not only recounting past tales, but also designing new patterns for future tapestries, drawing inspiration from the threads already woven. Its echoes are the subtle nudges towards coherent narrative, the quiet anticipation of what might be, making it a crucial part of the mind's time machine. 4. The amygdala, the emotional die. The amygdala, a small, almond-shaped structure deep within the limbic system, acts like the emotional die for your memories. It processes the emotional significance of experiences and tags memories with emotional intensity. A joyful moment will be deeply imbued with a positive emotional signature by the amygdala, making it more vivid and memorable. A frightening event will be similarly tagged with fear. These emotional tags are not just passive additions. They actively influence how a memory is stored, how easily it is retrieved, and how it is re-experienced. The echoes from the amygdala are the subtle waves of emotional resonance, the quiet feelings that accompany a recollection, profoundly shaping its texture and coloring its hue. 5. The cerebellum and basal ganglia, the habitual threads. Beyond conscious narrative, our memories also involve procedural knowledge, the how-to of things. The cerebellum at the back of the brain and the basal ganglia deep within the brain are crucial for forming and storing implicit memories, such as skills and habits like riding a bicycle, typing on a keyboard, or playing a musical instrument. These are the habitual threads in the tapestry of self, often performed without conscious thought. The learning of these skills involves strengthening specific neural pathways through repetition, a process that continues even during sleep. The fluidity and precision of your movements, the effortless execution of a learned task, are echoes from these deeply ingrained, subconscious memory pathways, operating tirelessly in the background, freeing your conscious mind for other activities. The concept that memory is not a fixed recording but a dynamic reconstruction is a profound insight from this tree of knowledge. Each time you access a memory, it is not merely retrieved, it is subtly re-encoded and reconsolidated. This process, known as memory reconsolidation, temporarily makes the memory pliable, like wet cement. During this brief, unstable window, the memory can be subtly updated, strengthened, weakened, or even altered by new information or by your current emotional state, before it is re-saved in a more stable form. This intimate blending of past information with present context means that the very act of remembering can subtly alter the memory itself. It's like an ancient storyteller recounting a cherished tale to a new audience. With each telling, the story might gain new nuances, subtle embellishments, or deeper emotional layers, shaped by the teller's current understanding and the audience's reception. The core narrative remains, but its texture and detail can gently evolve, making our personal histories living, breathing entities, always adapting to the light of the present, woven by the tireless efforts of the brain's narrative loom. The profound implications of this intricate neural orchestration are gently revolutionary. It suggests that our personal history, our very sense of self, is not solely an immutable past, but is deeply rooted in the elegant and dynamic processes of our brains. Understanding the interplay of these parts of the loom allows us to approach our memories from a more holistic perspective, recognizing that gentle interventions like mindfulness, sleep, or reflective practices can subtly, yet powerfully, influence how our memories are formed, consolidated, and retrieved, shaping the continuous narrative of who we are. It's a silent, continuous biochemical and electrical conversation happening in our skull, its subtle messages profoundly shaping the landscape of our minds. This contemplation of the brain's narrative loom and its profound implications for our understanding of memory and the nature of our subjective reality is not meant to stir alarm or present a definitive answer to the complexities of recollection. Instead, it invites a deeper appreciation for the intricate web of processes within us and the astonishing sophistication of our own biology. It's a gentle nudge to recognize that our conscious mind is but one aspect of our being, and that deeper, more fundamental processes, operating in the quiet of our internal world, constantly shape our experience, often in ways we are only just beginning to gently perceive. It calls for humility and a quiet curiosity, a willingness to listen to the whispers of our own minds, even if we don't fully understand their intricate language. For within those whispers might lie profound insights into the rhythms of our recollections and the nature of our deepest self. As you drift deeper into the quiet stillness, let the image of the brain's narrative loom, weaving the tapestry of your life, bring you profound peace. Feel the quiet, ceaseless activity within your brain, silently working to reconstruct, to refine, and to integrate your precious memories, even as your conscious thoughts begin to softly dissipate. There is no need to actively remember or control the past. Simply allow this beautiful internal work of contemplation to unfold, carrying you deeper into a state of profound peace and restoration. Let your breath be soft and even, a tranquil rhythm that guides you further into relaxation. With each inhale, draw in the quiet wisdom of your mind's profound depths and its intricate dance between memory and present awareness. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing it to dissipate like a wisp of mist in the cool night air. You are safe, you are held, and you are gracefully dissolving into the quiet, boundless space of sleep, cradled by the gentle, like persistent echoes from the brain's narrative loom. All is calm, all is clear, as the harmonious work of your sleeping brain guides you into the deepest, most restorative rest. As we gently drift deeper into the serene landscape of our inner world, softly moving through the echoing whispers from the brain's narrative loom, we now turn our attention to the profound and intricate connection that binds the very essence of ourself, the woven fabric of personal history and its delicate, yet incredibly powerful, emotional threads. Imagine, for a quiet moment, your unique being not as a simple chronological list of events, but as a magnificent, shimmering tapestry, impossibly intricate and endlessly flowing. Its countless patterns, the precise details of cherished moments, the nuanced texture of learned lessons, the intricate designs of past relationships are all subtly orchestrated, in part by the tiny, pervasive, and intensely vibrant hues of your feelings. This isn't just a static record, but a living, breathing dance of profound interconnectedness. A silent ballet where every past event is continuously recolored and reshaped by the subtle influence of your present emotional state. Weaving a dynamic and ever-evolving story of who you are, we often perceive our personal history as a fixed, unchangeable sequence of events, a solid, immutable timeline of what happened. We believe that memories, once formed, are like photographs stored in an album, perfectly preserved and simply retrieved when we wish to revisit them. This intuitive understanding forms the bedrock of our sense of identity and the reliability of our recollections. However, the gentle gaze of modern neuroscience and psychology, meticulously observing and analyzing the intricate processes within our minds, reveals a far more sophisticated and interconnected reality, where the act of remembering is a creative, dynamic process, profoundly influenced by the state of our present emotions and the ongoing narrative we construct about ourselves. Recall our earlier contemplation of the brain's narrative loom. Those interconnected regions like the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, tirelessly working to form and retrieve memories. These regions are like skilled artisans, continuously engaged in weaving the threads of sensory information, facts, and experiences into coherent mental scenes. But what gives this tapestry its unique vibrancy, its depth, its profound personal resonance? It is the emotional threads, the feelings, moods, and affective states that are intricately interwoven with every single memory, giving color and texture to the very fabric of our personal history. Think of an ancient master weaver at their loom, creating an impossibly intricate and vibrant tapestry. Each individual thread, on its own, is simple, a mere strand of color or texture. But imagine if each thread, beyond its basic hue, also carried an unseen, delicate dye that could subtly shift its shade depending on the light in the room. When countless threads are intricately interwoven, following a precise, harmonious pattern, they collectively form a magnificent, detailed image. The beauty, the story, the very essence of the tapestry is not in any single thread, but in the relationships and interactions between them, and profoundly, in the way they are colored by these subtle, emotional dyes. Our personal history, that grand tapestry of our life, is woven from countless threads of events and facts, but it is the subtle, pervasive emotional threads that fundamentally dictate its vibrancy, its perceived warmth or coolness, and its remarkable capacity to resonate with our present being, making its very narrative a living, ever-changing work of art. The primary threads in this dynamic weave are the subtle emotional states that continuously permeate our experiences and, crucially, our recollections. When we experience an event, it's not just a collection of sensory data, it's always accompanied by a unique emotional tag or flavor. This emotional tag is immediately processed by brain regions like the amygdala, which we explored as an emotional alchemist. which imbues the memory with its intensity and significance. A joyful moment will be deeply imbued with a positive emotional signature, making it more vivid and easily recalled. A frightening event will be similarly tagged with fear, ensuring its quick retrieval as a warning. These emotional tags are the initial dyes, coloring the threads of memory at the moment of their creation. This leads us to a gentle, profound inquiry. How do these emotional threads, initially woven with a memory, continue to influence and even reshape the fabric of our personal history long after the event has passed? And how does our current emotional state subtly recolor the past, creating a dynamic, living narrative? The answer lies in the continuous interplay between our emotional centers, memory systems, and the brain's inherent capacity for reconstruction and reconsolidation. Consider the phenomenon of mood-congruent memory. When you are in a joyful mood, you are more likely to recall positive memories from your past. Conversely, when you are feeling down or anxious, negative memories might come to mind more readily. This isn't because your brain selectively deletes other memories. It's because your current emotional state acts as a subtle filter or a guiding hand, subtly activating neural pathways associated with similar emotional experiences. It's like searching for a book in a vast library. If you are in a specific mood, your search is subtly biased towards books with a similar emotional tone, making them easier to find and re-experience. Your emotional state subtly pulls at the threads of memory, bringing forth those that resonate with its current hue. Furthermore, the process of memory reconsolidation ensures that our personal history is a living, breathing tapestry. As we gently explored in a previous chapter, each time you access a memory, it becomes temporarily pliable, like wet cement. During this brief, unstable window, the memory can be subtly updated, strengthened, weakened, or even altered by new information or, crucially, by your current emotional state. If you revisit a challenging past event from a place of newfound strength and resilience, your brain might subtly re-encode that memory with a new emotional tag, reducing its negative impact or imbuing it with a sense of triumph. This intimate blending of past information with present context means that the very act of remembering can subtly alter the memory itself, constantly reweaving its emotional threads. It's like an ancient storyteller recounting a cherished tale to a new audience, infused with their current understanding and wisdom. With each telling, the story might gain new nuances, subtle embellishments, or deeper emotional layers, shaped by the teller's current understanding and the audience's reception. The core narrative remains, but its texture and detail can gently evolve, making our personal histories living, breathing entities, always adapting to the light of the present, woven by the tireless efforts of the brain's narrative loom, and beautifully colored by our evolving emotional palette. The emotional threads in this fabric are not just about personal feelings, they also connect us to our social experiences. Memories of shared joy, comfort, or belonging strengthen social bonds and influence our future interactions. Conversely, memories of betrayal or conflict can subtly color our perception of new relationships, shaping our caution or trust. The pervasive influence of social mirroring, which we explored earlier, means that our emotions are often subtly contagious. When we experience empathy or resonate with another's joy, those shared emotional threads become interwoven with our own personal memories, enriching the fabric of our history with communal hues. This continuous reweaving of our personal history, subtly influenced by our current emotions, is not a flaw in our cognitive system. Instead, it is a profound act of adaptation and resilience. By allowing memories to be subtly updated and reintegrated with new information and current emotional states, our brains ensure that our understanding of the past remains relevant and useful for navigating the present and planning for the future. It allows us to learn from our experiences, to modify our behaviors, to correct past assumptions, and to continuously refine our internal models of the world, fostering growth and flexibility. It's like a skilled artisan who, each time they revisit a beloved tapestry, subtly reweaves a few threads, enhancing its vibrancy or adjusting its pattern to better suit a new light or a new story they wish to tell, making it more functional for the evolving narrative of their life, constantly refining its emotional palette. The woven fabric of personal history is thus not a static, unchanging record, but a living, breathing narrative, perpetually being recreated and recolored by the subtle yet pervasive influence of our emotions. This dynamic interplay means that our very sense of self, our understanding of who we are, is intimately linked to this continuous act of emotional weaving. Our past is not a fixed, distant land, but a fluid landscape whose contours and colors shift with the subtle currents of our present feelings, always informing, always adapting. This contemplation of the woven fabric of personal history and its emotional threads, and their profound implications for our understanding of memory and the nature of our subjective reality, is not meant to stir alarm or uncertainty about the reliability of our recollections. Instead, it invites a deeper appreciation for the intricate web of processes within us and the astonishing sophistication of our own biology. It's a gentle nudge to recognize that our conscious mind is but one aspect of our being, and that deeper, more fundamental processes, operating in the quiet of our internal world, constantly shape our experience, often in ways we are only just beginning to gently perceive. It calls for humility and a quiet curiosity, a willingness to listen to the whispers of our own minds, even if we don't fully understand their intricate language. For within those whispers might lie profound insights into the rhythms of our emotional palette and the nature of our deepest self. Embracing the fluidity of memory allows for a more compassionate understanding of ourselves and others, recognizing that each personal history is a living, breathing story, perpetually in motion. As you drift deeper into the quiet stillness, let the image of this magnificent, woven fabric of personal history, shaped by its emotional threads, envelop you. Feel the subtle dance of profound connection at the very foundation of your feelings, the quiet hum of countless internal factors subtly influencing your inner landscape. There is no urgency here, no need to grasp at concrete answers. Simply allow the profound sense of subtle emotional communication and enduring harmony to wash over you, carrying you deeper into a state of profound peace and restoration. Let your breath be soft and even, a tranquil rhythm that guides you further into relaxation. With each inhale, draw in the quiet wisdom of your being's intricate connections to its own emotional palette. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing it to dissipate like a gentle mist rising from a calm, ancient forest. You are safe, you are held, and you are gracefully dissolving into the quiet, boundless space of sleep, cradled by the gentle, persistent hum of your own unique existence. All is calm, all is clear, as the woven fabric of personal history guides you into the deepest, most restorative rest. As we gently drift deeper into the serene landscape of our inner world, softly moving through the woven fabric of personal history and its emotional threads, we now approach a fascinating threshold, the delicate boundary where our active recall meets the subtle stirrings of reconstruction. Imagine, for a quiet moment, a tranquil lake at dusk, its surface perfectly still. On one side, the shore is illuminated by the familiar, comforting lights of a precisely recorded past, a memory faithfully stored as if on a film reel. But stretching out into the serene darkness of the lake is an expanse where the first, almost imperceptible gleam of a distant lighthouse begins to appear, its light reaching across the vastness to hint at the profound, yet often overlooked way our memories are not merely replayed, but actively reconstructed and subtly reshaped each time they are accessed, blending the past with the nuances of our current moment. This gentle, shimmering light is akin to the quiet, nuanced understanding that the past is not a fixed, unchangeable landscape, but a fluid, living part of our continuous present, perpetually rewoven by the tireless loom of the mind. In our everyday waking experience, we intuitively think of remembering as a straightforward process. We access a perfect, unaltered recording of a past event, much like opening a digital photograph or playing a video file. If you recall what you had for breakfast yesterday, or the details of a conversation last week, or the precise moment you first met a loved one, it feels as though you are pulling up a precise, unedited snippet of your past, perfectly preserved in a mental archive. This intuitive understanding forms the bedrock of our sense of personal history and the perceived reliability of our recollections. We trust our memories implicitly, believing they offer a direct, unvarnished window into what truly was. However, the gentle gaze of modern neuroscience and cognitive psychology, meticulously observing and analyzing the intricate processes within our brain's activity, reveals a far more sophisticated and interconnected reality, where the act of remembering is a creative, dynamic process, profoundly influenced by the state of our present. Recall our earlier contemplation of the brain's narrative loom, those interconnected regions like the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, tirelessly working to form and retrieve memories. These regions are like skilled artisans, continuously engaged in weaving the threads of sensory information, facts, and experiences into coherent mental scenes. But what happens to this tapestry once it's woven? Does it remain static forever? The emerging understanding suggests a powerful fluidity. When you engage in episodic memory, vividly reliving a specific personal event with its associated sensory details and emotional context, you're not just passively replaying a scene. Instead, your brain actively reconstructs that scene, drawing on fragmented pieces of information stored across various cortical regions, weaving them back together into a coherent, but often subtly unique, mental narrative. This reconstruction is the key to memory's adaptable power. Think of an ancient, cherished family tapestry that has been passed down through generations. Over time, some threads might fray, some colors might fade, and some intricate details might become obscured. When you look at it, you see its original beauty, but your mind might also subtly fill in the faded colors based on what you know or expect, or you might reinterpret a scene based on new understanding or current emotional resonance. The tapestry, though ancient, becomes a living artifact, continuously reinterpreted and appreciated through the lens of the present. Similarly, each time you access a memory, it is not merely retrieved, it is subtly re-encoded and reconsolidated. This profound process, known as memory reconsolidation, temporarily makes the memory pliable, like wet cement. During this brief, unstable window, the memory can be subtly updated, strengthened, weakened, or even altered by new information, by your current emotional state, or by the context in which you recall it, before it is resaved in a more stable form. This intimate blending of past information with present context means that the very act of remembering can subtly alter the memory itself, continuously reweaving its emotional and factual threads. It's like an ancient storyteller recounting a cherished tale to a new audience, infused with their current understanding and wisdom. With each telling, the story might gain new nuances, subtle embellishments, or deeper emotional layers, shaped by the teller's current understanding and the audience's reception. The core narrative remains, but its texture and detail can gently evolve, making our personal histories living, breathing entities, always adapting to the light of the present, woven by the tireless efforts of the brain's narrative loom. This leads us to a gentle but profound inquiry. How does this dynamic interplay between past and present, between recall and reconstruction, manifest in our daily lives, and what are its adaptive benefits? 1. The gentle influence of current emotion. Our current emotional state profoundly influences how we remember the past. This is known as mood-congruent memory. When you are in a joyful mood, you are more likely to recall positive memories from your past. Conversely, When you are feeling down or anxious, negative memories might come to mind more readily, even if they occurred in a different context. This isn't because your brain selectively deletes or adds memories. It's because your current emotional state acts as a subtle filter or a guiding hand, subtly activating neural pathways associated with similar emotional experiences. It's like searching for a book in a vast library. If you are in a specific mood, your search is subtly biased towards books with a similar emotional tone, making them easier to find and re-experience. Your emotional state subtly pulls at the threads of memory, bringing forth those that resonate with its current hue, highlighting a continuous feedback loop between past and present feelings. 2. The shaping hand of new information. When you learn new information that relates to a past event, your memory of that event can be subtly updated. For example, if you recall a childhood memory and a family member later tells you a new detail or corrects a previous misconception, your brain might integrate that new information into your existing memory, subtly reshaping the narrative. This demonstrates memory's continuous capacity for integration and refinement, ensuring that our understanding of the past remains consistent with new knowledge. This active incorporation of new data into old narratives is a testament to memory's fluid, adaptive nature. 3. The adaptive power of forgetting. Not all forgetting is a failure of memory. Some is an active, adaptive process. The brain constantly prunes away less important or redundant memories to make space for new learning and to prevent cognitive overload. This process, occurring particularly during sleep, ensures that our memory system remains efficient and unburdened by unnecessary clutter. Forgetting, in this context, is part of memory's continuous refinement, allowing the most vital threads of our personal history to stand out more clearly. The subtle fading of less important details is part of the reflecting light, allowing the main story to shine. 4. The narrative construction of self. Our personal identity, our sense of who I am, is deeply tied to the stories we tell ourselves about our past. Since memory is reconstructive, this means our self is not a static entity, but a continuously evolving narrative, shaped by how we choose to remember and interpret our experiences. We are constantly reauthoring our own life story, subtly emphasizing certain themes, downplaying others, and integrating new insights from the present into our understanding of the past. This dynamic process allows for personal growth, resilience in the face of adversity, and the capacity to continually adapt our identity to new challenges and aspirations. It's like a skilled artisan who, each time they revisit a beloved tapestry, subtly reweaves a few threads, enhancing its vibrancy or adjusting its pattern to better suit a new light or a new story they wish to tell, making it more functional for the evolving narrative of their life. The reflecting light from the edge of recall and reconstruction is this profound insight that our subjective reality, our very personal history, is continuously being woven in the dynamic interplay of what was and what is. This doesn't make the past unreal or unreliable in a negative sense, but rather highlights its living, breathing quality within our minds. It emphasizes that our personal narrative is not a fixed script, but a continuous, creative act, constantly reauthored by our brain's tireless work, blending the echoes of bygone days with the vibrant immediacy of the current moment. This constant interplay ensures that our memories are always relevant, always serving our present needs, and always contributing to our ongoing personal journey. This contemplation is not meant to be daunting or to stir alarm about the falseness of memory. Instead, it offers a profound sense of wonder and gentle liberation. It invites us to appreciate the astonishing complexity of our own minds, recognizing that even our most personal recollections are part of an intricate, beautiful dance between what has been experienced and how it is being perceived now. It encourages us to cultivate self-awareness not just of our explicit thoughts, but of the deeper currents that shape our understanding of the past, fostering greater understanding and compassion for ourselves and others, embracing the fluidity of our own personal histories. By accepting that our memories are not perfect, static recordings, but dynamic, adaptive constructions, we can find greater peace with our past and a richer appreciation for the continuous unfolding of our present reality. This contemplation is not meant to be daunting, but rather deeply humbling and profoundly wondrous. It suggests that the phenomenon of memory is far more elegant and enduring than we might ever fully grasp, a continuous masterpiece of integration and reconstruction occurring within each of us. The reflecting light from this edge of recall and reconstruction is a testament to the universe's astonishing capacity for subtle evolution and its fluid, timeless dance, even within the confines of our own minds. As you drift deeper now, let the image of this reflecting light from the edge of recall and reconstruction bring you profound peace. Feel the quiet, ceaseless activity within your brain, silently working to reconstruct, to refine, and to integrate your precious memories, even as your conscious thoughts begin to softly dissipate. There is no need to actively remember or control the past. Simply allow this beautiful internal work of contemplation to unfold, carrying you deeper into a state of profound peace and restoration. Let your breath be soft and even, a tranquil rhythm that guides you further into relaxation. With each inhale, draw in the quiet wisdom of your mind's profound depths and its intricate dance between memory and present awareness. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing it to dissipate like a gentle mist rising from the calm surface of a quiet lake. You are safe, you are held, and you are gracefully dissolving into the quiet, boundless space of sleep, cradled by the gentle, persistent hum of your own internal being. All is calm, all is clear, as the reflecting light from the edge of recall and reconstruction guides you into the deepest, most restorative rest. As we continue our serene journey into the intricate core of our inner world, softly moving through the reflecting light from the subtle edge of recall and reconstruction, we now turn our attention to the fascinating dance that unfolds beyond our individual minds, the silent, continuous process by which external influences and shared narratives subtly, yet profoundly, reshape our memories. Imagine for a quiet moment our familiar world not as a collection of separate islands of individual truth, but as a vast, tranquil ocean, its surface seemingly calm, yet beneath, countless subtle ripples continuously spread from one being to another, representing the ceaseless flow of information and suggestion. These are the unseen waves, the gentle yet powerful forces interacting between individuals, shaping the very currents of our personal recollections and subtly reweaving the delicate fabric of our past, often without our conscious awareness. We often perceive our memories as private, internal possessions, safely locked within the chambers of our own minds, impervious to outside influence. We trust that what we remember is precisely what happened, a faithful record of our unique experiences. This intuitive understanding simplifies our interactions with others, as we assume everyone holds a consistent and accurate account of shared events. However, the gentle gaze of modern cognitive psychology and neuroscience, meticulously observing and analyzing the intricate details of how memories are formed, stored, and retrieved, reveals a far more sophisticated and interconnected reality. Memories are not isolated static files. They are dynamic, malleable constructions, profoundly susceptible to the subtle whispers of external information, social interactions, and the narratives we build together. Recall our earlier contemplation of memory reconsolidation, where a memory once accessed briefly becomes pliable like wet cement before being resaved. This inherent malleability, far from being a flaw, is an adaptive feature, allowing our brains to continuously update our understanding of the past in light of new information. But this very flexibility also opens a gentle door for external influences to subtly shape our recollections, making our personal histories part of a larger, shared, and sometimes subtly shifting narrative. Think of an ancient, perfectly still pond. If you gently drop a single, tiny pebble into its center, subtle ripples will spread outwards, gracefully reaching every edge of the pond. Each ripple, though generated by a single event, influences the entire surface. Now imagine multiple pebbles dropping, one after another, their ripples gently overlapping and interacting, subtly altering the pattern created by the first. Similarly, our individual memories are like those ripples. They originate from personal experience, but they are constantly being influenced by the ripples of information and narratives emanating from our social environment. This leads us to a gentle, but profound inquiry. How do suggestion and shared narratives, those subtle external whispers, create ripples that profoundly influence and sometimes subtly alter our individual memories, leading to a blended, rewoven reality? The answer lies in the dynamic interplay between our brain's reconstructive processes and the social nature of memory itself. 1. The gentle power of leading questions. Consider the subtle influence of language. In a courtroom setting or even a casual conversation, the way a question is phrased can profoundly influence how a person remembers an event. If an eyewitness is asked, "Did you see the broken headlight?" rather than, "Did you see a broken headlight?" the subtle implication of the word "the" might lead them to recall a non-existent broken headlight, even if none was present. This is the misinformation effect, a powerful demonstration of how seemingly small linguistic suggestions can create ripples that subtly alter the details of a memory. The brain, in its natural drive to create a coherent narrative, readily incorporates new, plausible information. Even if it comes from an external source into an existing memory, it's like a quiet, continuous hum, subtly altering the tension of a delicate thread in the tapestry, causing a detail to shift from faint to vivid, or from absent to present. 2. The pervasive influence of social discussion memories are rarely experienced in isolation. They are frequently discussed, shared, and debated within social groups. When we recount an event with friends or family, our individual recollections are subtly influenced by what others remember, by their emphasis on certain details, or by their interpretations. This phenomenon, known as collaborative memory, can lead to both positive outcomes like filling in gaps or correcting errors and negative ones like the unintentional incorporation of false details from others. It's like a group of artisans, each contributing their own threads to a communal tapestry. As they work and converse, their individual contributions subtly influence each other, leading to a blended, shared pattern that is a collaborative creation, not just a sum of individual efforts. This social influence is often subconscious. We may genuinely believe that the shared version of the event is our own authentic memory, unaware of the subtle reweaving that has occurred. 3. The unseen currents of new information. Beyond direct questions or discussion, new information encountered long after an event can subtly alter a memory. Learning about the typical sequence of events in a particular type of situation, or being exposed to media portrayals of a similar event, can create ripples that unconsciously reshape our past recollections, making them conform more closely to a plausible narrative. Our brains are always striving for coherence, always seeking to integrate new knowledge with existing information. When new information aligns with our existing memories, it can subtly reinforce or even alter them, creating a seamless, albeit reconstructed, past. This is a powerful, invisible dialogue happening within our minds, its subtle messages profoundly shaping the landscape of our personal history. 4. The bias of expectations and schemas. Our existing knowledge, beliefs, and expectations are schemas or mental frameworks, act as powerful filters and templates for memory. When we encode a new experience, we often fill in missing details or interpret ambiguous information based on our pre-existing schemas. When we retrieve a memory, we might subtly distort it to make it more consistent with our current beliefs or expectations, or to fit a particular self-narrative. For example, like if you view yourself as a kind person, you might subtly recall past interactions in a way that emphasizes your kindness, even if the objective details are more ambiguous. This is a gentle yet pervasive bias, constantly reweaving the threads of our past to create a coherent and self-serving personal history. 5. The emotional contagion of shared experiences. As we explored earlier, emotions are highly contagious. When we experience an event in a group, the shared emotional resonance can subtly influence how each individual encodes and later retrieves the memory. A collective feeling of fear, for instance, might lead individuals to encode the threat more vividly, perhaps even exaggerating certain details, and these emotionally charged memories are often more resistant to typical forgetting. Conversely, shared joy might enhance the positive emotional tag associated with a memory, making it more robust and pleasant to recall. The ripples of shared emotion thus become interwoven with the factual threads of memory, profoundly shaping its texture and hue. The impacts of these ripples of suggestion and shared narratives are immense, yet often unseen in our daily lives. They contribute to the pervasive atmosphere of collective memory within families, communities, and even nations, where shared stories and interpretations of the past are constantly being constructed and reinforced. They demonstrate that our individual memories are not entirely private islands. They are part of a vast, interconnected ocean, capable of generating ripples that gently influence the landscapes of others' recollections. This highlights the profound social dimension of memory, where our past is intrinsically linked to the stories we tell and share. The challenges in fully understanding these intricate dynamics of memory malleability are immense. The interactions are incredibly nuanced, involving countless individual memories, complex social cues, and intricate neural pathways. It's difficult to isolate the precise mechanisms in real-world settings where so many variables are at play. However, ongoing research, employing sophisticated neuroimaging techniques, detailed behavioral analysis, and controlled experimental paradigms, continues to gently probe this mysterious connection. We are slowly, patiently learning the language of this pervasive influence, seeking to identify the specific social and cognitive factors that most profoundly reshape our memories, offering insights into how memory, far from being a fixed recording, is a continuous, dynamic process of internal reweaving. This contemplation of the ripples of suggestion and shared narratives, and their profound implications for our understanding of memory and the nature of subjective reality, is not meant to stir alarm or present a definitive answer to the complexities of truth. Instead, it invites a deeper appreciation for the intricate web of processes within us and between us, and the astonishing sophistication of our own biology. It's a gentle nudge to recognize that our memories are not just internal phenomena, but are also powerful tools for connection and for subtly shaping the narrative of our shared past. It calls for humility and a quiet curiosity, a willingness to listen to the whispers of our own minds and the subtle influences of others. For within those whispers might lie profound insights into the rhythms of our recollections and the true essence of our ever-woven identity. As you drift deeper into the quiet stillness, let the image of these gentle ripples of suggestion and shared narratives envelop you. Feel the vastness of this interpersonal landscape, the quiet hum of countless unspoken communications, and the seamless dance of shared memories constantly unfolding. There is no urgency here, no need to grasp at concrete answers. Simply allow the profound sense of boundless collaboration and enduring mystery to wash over you, carrying you deeper into a state of profound peace and restoration. Let your breath be soft and even, a tranquil rhythm that guides you further into relaxation. With each inhale, draw in the quiet wisdom of our innate capacity for shared understanding and the pervasive potential of collective memory. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing it to dissipate like a wisp of mist in the cool, dawn air. You are safe, you are held, and you are gracefully dissolving into the quiet, boundless space of sleep, cradled by the gentle and persistent hum of human connection. All is calm, all is clear, as the ripples of suggestion and shared narratives guide you into the deepest, most restorative rest As we continue our serene journey into the intricate core of our inner world, softly moving amidst the ripples of suggestion and shared narratives, we now direct our attention to a profound and continuously unfolding process that shapes our understanding the tree of adaptive memory. Imagine, for a quiet moment, a colossal, ancient tree, its roots deeply embedded in the bedrock of biological evolution, its trunk stretching through unimaginable eons of sensory and cognitive development, and its countless branches continuously unfurling. Each new leaf represents a delicate insight, a subtle purpose, a quiet adaptation that attempts to shed light on the elusive nature of how our memories, far from being static, are dynamic, fluid, and profoundly reconstructive. The profound understanding we gather about the evolutionary advantages and inherent wisdom encoded in memory's flexible design are like falling leaves from this magnificent tree, each carrying a quiet whisper of the long, patient story of life's enduring journey and our endless quest to understand the subtle forces that guide our personal narratives. We often perceive memory's reconstructive nature, its susceptibility to influence, its subtle alterations over time as a flaw, a weakness in our cognitive system. We might wish for perfect immutable records of our past, believing that an unblemished archive would provide greater certainty and truth. However, the gentle gaze of modern cognitive psychology and neuroscience, meticulously observing and analyzing the intricate processes of memory, reveals a far more sophisticated and astonishing truth, this very reconstructive quality. This apparent imperfection is not a bug, but a feature, a profoundly adaptive mechanism honed by millions of years of evolution, serving essential functions critical for our survival, our learning, our flexibility, and our very capacity to navigate the complex, ever-changing world we inhabit. Recall our earlier contemplation of memory reconsolidation, where a memory, once accessed, briefly becomes pliable, like wet cement, before being resaved. This inherent malleability, far from being a liability, is a powerful tool for adaptation. It allows our brains to continuously update our understanding of the past in light of new information, making our personal histories living, breathing narratives that are always relevant to our present circumstances. Think of a gentle breeze rustling through an ancient forest. Each leaf, while part of the same tree, might carry a unique pattern of veins or a subtle variation in color. These are the diverse cognitive studies, the meticulous observations of memory systems in various species, and the intriguing philosophical inquiries that gently probe the adaptive value of memory's dynamism. When some of these reveal how memory's flexibility enhances learning, improves decision-making, or promotes emotional regulation, like observing a measurable positive impact on a person's resilience or capacity for new skills, it's like a particularly striking leaf falling from the tree, catching our attention and inviting deeper examination. These are not definitive answers for every human experience, but rather intriguing insights, nudging us towards new pathways of understanding and encouraging further patient investigation into the fundamental necessity and adaptive wisdom of our dynamic memory. The very essence of what drives this endless branching of the tree of adaptive memory lies in our insatiable human curiosity about the nature of learning and our innate drive to flourish in a continuously changing world. When we ask fundamental questions like, why do we forget some things and remember others? Or how does our brain learn from mistakes? Or how does our past truly inform our future? It prompts scientists to design ingenious experiments that probe the subtle timings of neural activity, the intricate changes in brain chemistry, and the profound psychological shifts that occur when our understanding of the past is subtly rewoven. Consider the pioneering studies on extinction learning, a critical aspect of adaptability. When a person or animal learns that a previously feared stimulus is no longer dangerous, yeka, a once feared sound is now associated with safety. The original fear memory is not erased. Instead, a new, inhibitory memory is formed that suppresses the old fear response. This process of forming new, adaptive associations, often occurring in safe therapeutic environments, relies on the malleability of memory during reconsolidation. It's the brain's way of updating a danger entry in its internal database without having to delete the original entry, allowing for flexible responses to a changing world. This is a powerful, gentle example of memory's adaptive wisdom, like a new, delicate leaf unfurling on the tree of adaptive memory, demonstrating its tangible and immediate impact on our psychological functioning and our very survival. Beyond direct learning, the tree of adaptive memory meticulously investigates the profound benefits of memory's reconstructive nature for our daily lives. Learning and skill. Acquisition. The ability to learn from experience to refine skills, correct errors, and integrate new knowledge relies on memory's fluidity. When you practice a new language, your brain doesn't just add new words, it modifies existing neural networks, strengthening connections for new grammar rules and refining pronunciation. This continuous process of refinement, occurring through repeated practice and feedback, relies on the brain's ability to update and reconstruct its procedural memories. The imperfection of memory, in this context, is essential for continuous improvement. It's like a gentle breeze that not only feels pleasant but also subtly strengthens the branches of a tree, allowing it to grow taller and more resilient by shedding old, less efficient patterns. Emotional regulation and resilience. Our capacity to cope with challenging experiences, to overcome trauma, and to maintain emotional well-being is deeply intertwined with memory's flexibility. When we revisit difficult memories in a safe context, particularly with new insights or emotional support, the process of reconsolidation can subtly reduce their emotional intensity. This allows us to process loss, understand past hurts, and integrate them into a more resilient personal narrative. The brain gently reweaves the emotional threads of the past, reducing their power to trigger negative responses in the present. This quiet internal work enables us to build emotional strength, transforming raw experience into wisdom. It's like a skilled artisan revisiting a frayed section of a tapestry, meticulously reweaving the threads with new, stronger material, subtly restoring its integrity and making it more resilient for future use. Problem-solving and creativity. Memory's reconstructive nature fuels our capacity for problem-solving and creative thought. When faced with a novel challenge, our brains don't just rely on rote recall of past solutions. Instead, they actively combine fragments from various memories, abstract concepts, and learned patterns in new and innovative ways to generate novel solutions. This combinatorial creativity relies on the flexibility of memory, allowing the brain to deconstruct and reassemble information in ways that lead to breakthrough insights. It's like a vast library whose books can be spontaneously reorganized and recategorized in countless ways, leading to new and unexpected connections between seemingly disparate ideas, all within the silent hum of the brain's creative work, maintaining a coherent self-narrative. Our personal identity is fundamentally a story we tell ourselves about who we are, where we've come from, and where we are going. Since memory is reconstructive, this means our self is not a static entity but a continuously evolving narrative, shaped by how we choose to remember, interpret, and integrate our experiences. This continuous reauthoring of our life story allows for personal growth, enables us to reconcile past conflicts, and helps us maintain a sense of consistency in a changing world. The flexibility of memory ensures that our self-narrative remains coherent and adaptive, serving our current needs and aspirations rather than being rigidly bound by a fixed, unchangeable past. This profound self-construction, guided by adaptive memory, is the very essence of an evolving identity. The intricate interplay of these and countless other adaptive functions forms the rich, dynamic tapestry of our inner lives. Memory, far from being a flawed recording device, is a dynamic, living tool, continuously engaged in shaping our understanding of ourselves and the world, all for the purpose of promoting resilience, learning, and well-being. The challenges in fully understanding and precisely mapping all the mechanisms of adaptive memory are complex and ongoing. The interactions between neural circuits, biochemical signals, and psychological states are incredibly nuanced, all shaped by individual experience and context. However, the gentle persistence of researchers around the globe continues to push the boundaries of our capabilities. International collaborations leverage sophisticated neuroimaging techniques, behavioral studies, and longitudinal research to unravel the intricate language of memory's dynamic processes. This continuous scientific vigilance allows for a deeper appreciation of the astonishing flexibility of our minds and enhances our capacity to decipher the subtle rhythms of memory's wisdom. This exploration of the tree of adaptive memory and the insights it offers about the profound and diverse purposes of our reconstructive recollections is not meant to be a source of anxiety or a definitive set of rigid rules. Instead, it offers a profound sense of wonder and gentle wisdom. It suggests that memory is not a passive archive or a mere storage unit, but an active, essential state, deeply intertwined with our physical and mental health. This understanding encourages us to view memory's flexibility, not as a weakness, but as a fundamental pillar of holistic well-being, a powerful biological imperative that allows our bodies and brains to continuously flourish, ensuring our enduring vitality and adaptability. It calls for humility and a quiet curiosity, a willingness to listen to the whispers of our own minds. For within those whispers might lie profound insights into the rhythms of our learning, our resilience, and the true essence of our human experience. This contemplation of the endless tree of adaptive memory, with its diverse branches reaching into the unknown, is not meant to be daunting. Instead, it offers a profound sense of awe at the ingenuity of our biological systems and the astonishing interconnectedness of our internal world. It reminds us that our understanding of mind and memory is constantly expanding, like the steady, silent growth of a mighty tree, reaching ever higher, branching into unforeseen forms. Each new leaf a testament to life's boundless wisdom and our own role in its gentle orchestration. As you drift deeper now, let the image of this vast, growing, endless tree of adaptive memory bring you profound peace. Feel the quiet, ceaseless activity within your brain, silently working to refine, to update, and to integrate your precious recollections, even as your conscious thoughts begin to softly dissipate. There is no need to actively force perfect recall. Simply allow this beautiful internal work of contemplation to unfold, carrying you deeper into a state of profound peace and restoration. Let your breath be soft and even, a tranquil rhythm that guides you further into relaxation. With each inhale, draw in the quiet wisdom of your mind's profound plasticity and its pervasive potential for resilience. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing it to dissipate like a gentle mist rising from a calm, ancient forest. You are safe, you are held, and you are gracefully dissolving into the quiet, boundless space of sleep, cradled by the gentle, persistent hum of your own internal symphony. All is calm, all is clear, as the falling leaves from the tree of adaptive memory guide you into the deepest, most restorative rest. As we continue our tranquil journey into the quiet wonders where adaptive memory softly intertwines with the intricate workings of our minds, having moved through the falling leaves of insightful research, we now arrive at a deeply soothing and profoundly beautiful idea. The notion that the very essence of memory's dynamic nature, even amidst its subtle reconstructions and apparent malleability, might arise from a state of astonishing, glorious simplicity. It's like the gentle, spontaneous laughter of a child, pure and unforced, revealing a profound truth in its effortless joy. We often associate an accurate, reliable past with perfectly fixed, immutable records, imagining our recollections as unyielding, static truths. But what if the brain's imperfection in memory, its capacity for subtle reweaving, is not a flaw, but an elegant design, leading not to confusion but to a deeper, more peaceful, and continuously growing understanding of ourselves and our place in a fluid world? Imagine, if you will, a vast open field bathed in the soft, diffused light of dawn. The field appears simple in its expansive form, a canvas of quiet earth, yet it holds countless seeds beneath its surface, each containing an elegant, compressed blueprint for life. When the conditions are just right, when the soil is soft, the light diffused, and the air still, these seeds effortlessly sprout, drawing on unseen water and nutrients, growing into a riot of diverse, vibrant life. The immense complexity and breathtaking beauty of the blossoming field arise not from an endless set of predetermined instructions for each individual plant, but from the simple, underlying potential of each seed, combined with the harmonious, fundamental laws of growth. This reveals a glorious simplicity. Profound vitality and boundless adaptation are often quietly waiting, hidden within simple beginnings, unfolding through elegant, natural processes, always embracing flexibility. Our exploration of how our brains perceive, store, and recall memories, how recollections are not simply replayed, but actively reconstructed, and how external and internal factors can subtly influence these processes, points to a similar, elegant principle. While the notion that our memories are fluid can feel unsettling at first, the glorious simplicity lies in the acceptance of this flexibility. It suggests that rather than being diminished by these layers of dynamism and reconstruction, our human experience becomes richer, more intricate, and, ultimately, more compassionate. It allows us to view our personal history not as a rigid, unchanging chain of events, but as a living, breathing narrative, capable of adapting to new insights and serving our present needs. We are not static monuments to a fixed past, but continuously evolving storytellers of our own lives. Think of an intricate piece of music. The music itself, its melody, harmony, rhythm, and emotional impact is not created by an overwhelming cacophony of sound. Instead, it arises from the precise arrangement of a limited set of notes, played with specific timing and intensity. The power and beauty lie not in the sheer number of elements, but in the elegant relationships between them, in the harmonious way they combine. Similarly, the brain's ability to create a seamless, coherent, and adaptable personal history isn't about perfectly preserving every single detail without alteration. It's about a dynamic interplay of neural pathways and biochemical signals, each contributing its simple part, working in gentle concert to create a symphony of memory that serves our ongoing growth. This is the very essence of glorious simplicity in action, a multitude of small, simple components: neurons, synapses, neurotransmitters, working in harmony, yielding a profound, complex outcome like robust learning and emotional resilience. This glorious simplicity suggests that the laws governing memory's reconstructive nature are incredibly efficient and robust, allowing for immense shifts in our understanding of the past through subtle, unhurried means, always contributing to the larger harmony of our present self. Consider the process of synaptic plasticity, for instance, which is fundamental to all learning and memory. Synapses, the tiny junctions between neurons, are continuously strengthening or weakening based on activity. This inherent flexibility, driven by simple rules of electrochemical signaling, allows the brain to encode new information, but also to subtly refine existing connections. The imperfection of memory, allowing for re-encoding, is actually a crucial aspect of this simple yet powerful mechanism for continuous adaptation. It's like a skilled gardener, carefully pruning the branches of a tree in the quiet of the evening, ensuring that the remaining branches grow stronger and the tree flourishes with renewed vitality, directing its precious resources towards essential growth and future blossoms. This is a gloriously simple principle of optimization, crucial for cognitive health and our capacity for lifelong learning. Another example of this glorious simplicity lies in the brain's capacity for contextual adaptation. Memories are not stored in isolation. They are intricately linked to the context: sensory, emotional, spatial, social in which they were formed. When we recall a memory, the brain reactivates the relevant contextual cues, influencing how the memory is experienced in the present. This fluidity allows us to adapt our understanding of past events to current circumstances. For instance, a painful memory might be reevaluated as a valuable lesson when viewed from a position of strength and experience acquired years later. The original fact might remain, but its emotional flavor or its personal meaning can subtly shift. This is a remarkably simple yet profoundly effective strategy for cultivating emotional resilience and a flexible outlook on life. It's like a finely crafted tool, designed with only the necessary components, capable of performing its essential function with understated grace, simply by allowing the past to be reshaped by the wisdom of the present. Furthermore, the simple principle of encoding specificity contributes to this glorious simplicity. We are more likely to retrieve a memory if the cues present at the time of retrieval match the cues present at the time of encoding. This simple rule of association, while seemingly straightforward, explains much of why certain scents, sounds, or places can instantly transport us back in time, triggering a cascade of vivid recollections. This inherent link between context and retrieval means that our memories are always interwoven with the fabric of our experience, making them uniquely personal and profoundly interconnected with the world around us. It's the quiet laughter of understanding, finding strength in its elemental grace, a beautiful testament to the power of economy and purpose. The subtle cues of our environment, whether a familiar melody or a soft light, prompt these simple, self-regulating adjustments, connecting us directly to our past. Consider the elegance of nature's designs. A spiral in a seashell, the branching pattern of a tree, the delicate symmetry of a snowflake. These intricate forms arise from simple, recursive rules, applied repeatedly. Nature does not compute every intricate detail. Rather, it allows complexity to emerge from underlying simplicity. The profound flexibility of our memory system and the way our minds reconstruct the past to serve the present embodies this natural elegance. Embracing that our experience of personal history is a fluid. Adaptive construction is not a loss of truth, but a gain in understanding. It's the quiet laughter of acceptance, finding strength in its elemental grace, a beautiful testament to the power of economy and purpose, ensuring our continuous growth and a more peaceful relationship with our past. The brain, in its grand design, finds profound strength and beauty in its elemental, unified principles of self-organization and adaptive perception, allowing us to continuously reweave our own story. The pursuit of understanding memory's fundamental nature often leads scientists and philosophers to seek this glorious simplicity. When we strip away layers of superficial assumptions about a rigidly fixed past and find a fundamental, elegant principle such as the inherent reconstructive nature of memory, or the adaptive role of forgetting that explains how our minds learn, adapt, and build a coherent self, that is when true understanding blossoms. The very fact that something as intricate as a human being's personal history can be continuously refined and updated by subtle neural processes speaks to a deep, pervasive elegance in the design of living systems. The existence of our dynamic memory, universally observed across humanity, is a powerful example of this elegance, demonstrating that the very core of our being is built on robust, foundational principles of flexibility and self-renewal, rather than endless layers of overcomplication. It's a whisper that our minds, in their grand design, find profound strength and beauty in their elemental, unified principles of adaptability and ongoing narrative construction. This understanding offers a profound sense of reassurance and liberation. It suggests that the continuity of our personal narrative, our astonishing capacity for growth and learning, is rooted in principles that are fundamentally stable and elegant, woven into the very fabric of our being. It tells us that even in the face of profound truths about the reconstructive nature of memory, we remain uniquely ourselves, capable of reflection, adaptation, and shaping our paths within the vast currents of experience. This recognition can bring a deep calm, knowing that underlying the apparent complexities of our inner world, there is a harmonious, efficient order, a whisper of a universal language that speaks of simplicity and enduring peace. True peace, perhaps, lies not in clinging rigidly to a fixed past, but in understanding and embracing its flowing, adaptive nature, allowing us to align more gracefully with the currents of our own continuously unfolding story. As you drift deeper now, let the gentle laughter of flexible truths, born from glorious simplicity, bring you profound peace. Feel the quiet, ceaseless activity within your mind, silently working to integrate, to understand, and to accept the profound influences that shape your journey through memory. Even as your conscious thoughts begin to softly dissipate, there is no need to grasp at control or to fear the unknown. Simply allow this beautiful, internal work of contemplation to unfold, carrying you deeper into a state of profound peace and restoration. Let your breath be soft and even, a tranquil rhythm that guides you further into relaxation. With each inhale, draw in the quiet wisdom of underlying interconnectedness and the boundless capacity for inner peace. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing it to dissipate like a gentle mist rising from a calm field at dawn. You are safe, you are held, and you are gracefully dissolving into the quiet, boundless space of sleep, cradled by the gentle and persistent hum of your own unique existence. All is calm, all is clear, as the quiet laughter of flexible truths guides you into the deepest, most restorative rest. As our tranquil journey through the quiet wonders of flexible truths softly continues. Having embraced the glorious simplicity from which deep understanding blooms, we now turn our gaze towards an even more expansive and deeply reassuring concept, the lullaby of your continuously rewoven self. We often perceive our personal identity as a fixed, unchanging core, a solid monument to who we are, defined by a rigid sequence of past events. We believe our self is a stable entity, a completed story that simply accumulates new chapters. But what if, gently guided by the unfolding principles of memory's dynamism and the profound interconnectedness of our experiences, our very being is not just a static record, but an infinite, shimmering tapestry, perpetually weaving itself into new patterns, dissolving old ones, and endlessly reforming, reflecting the gentle flow of time. It's like a serene river, not just flowing from a single source to a definitive sea, but eternally cycling within a boundless, unseen ocean of experience. Its waters ever moving, ever transforming, its ripples connecting every drop to the whole, participating in a grander, enduring personal ballet woven by the very fabric of our continuous existence. Imagine, for a quiet moment, your entire life not as a collection of separate individual decisions and fixed memories, but as an infinite, shimmering tapestry, perpetually weaving itself into new patterns, dissolving old ones and endlessly reforming. The very acts of our daily choosing, in this profound light, are not necessarily the singular ultimate genesis of our actions. Instead, they are merely pivotal, yet not isolated, moments within an unending sequence of cause and effect, of influence and response. Each decision, each reaction, is a point of transformation, a vibrant transition from one state of being to another, rather than an absolute origin from pure, uncaused will. This perspective invites us to slow our own internal clocks and breathe in the immense patience of existence, contemplating a reality where our self is not a destination, but a beautiful, continuous journey, a narrative always in flux. This idea of a continuously rewoven self challenges our deeply ingrained notion of a fixed personal identity, which can sometimes feel like a heavy burden of singular definition. It suggests that our self, while powerfully felt and deeply personal, is always unfolding within a rich context of predispositions, experiences, and environmental factors. Think of an ancient, venerable tree. From moment to moment, it appears unchanging, a symbol of stability. But over centuries, its branches subtly lengthen, its roots deepen, its bark thickens, and its overall form slowly, gracefully adapts to the changing winds and light. The tree is constantly evolving, its growth influenced by countless unseen forces, yet it remains profoundly itself. Similarly, our lives, over their countless moments, are undergoing such a profound, yet imperceptible eternal evolution. Our fundamental inclinations, our personality, and our very forms gently reshaping their contours within a boundless, unending rhythm, always influenced by the currents of our inner and outer worlds. The whispers of this continuously rewoven self come from various corners of human understanding, from the subtle influences of our genetics and neurochemistry, which predispose us to certain temperaments and reactions, to the profound shaping of our upbringing and cultural environment, which instill our values and norms, even the subconscious memories of past experiences, and the neural currents that initiate our actions before conscious awareness, all contribute to this grand orchestration. These are not forces that diminish our being, but rather the invisible currents that allow the river of our lives to flow with such unique beauty and persistent momentum. Our actions, therefore, are not solely ours in an isolated sense, but are precious expressions of a larger, ongoing cosmic and biological dance, contributing to the ever-unfolding narrative of who we are becoming. Consider the reconstructive nature of memory, which we explored earlier. Every time you recall a memory, it is not simply retrieved from a fixed archive, it is actively rebuilt, infused with the context of your present mood, your current knowledge, and your evolving understanding of yourself. This process of memory reconsolidation means that our personal history is a living, breathing entity, perpetually open to subtle revision and reinterpretation. This is the primary loom upon which the tapestry of self is continuously rewoven. When you revisit a past challenge from a place of strength and wisdom gained over time, the memory might still hold its factual elements, but its emotional threads could be recolored with resilience or gratitude, subtly changing its meaning for your present self. This continuous unconscious re-editing ensures that our past remains relevant and adaptive to our current journey, freeing us from being rigidly defined by yesterday's limitations. Beyond merely re-experiencing the past, the brain also uses similar mechanisms to simulate and plan for the future. Our capacity to imagine future scenarios, to mentally rehearse conversations, or to envision potential outcomes draws heavily on our memory systems. This suggests that the same dynamic, reconstructive processes that shape our past also sculpt our anticipated future, allowing us to continuously adapt and prepare. This means our self is not just defined by what we have been, but also by what we aspire to become, weaving threads of future possibility into our present identity. This blending of temporal experiences is a testament to the continuous, active nature of self-construction. The lullaby of your continuously rewoven self highlights the profound implications of this dynamic personal narrative. It means that our personal identity is not a static concept to be discovered, but a living, breathing story that we are always subtly re-authoring. This offers a powerful sense of agency within the flow. While we may be influenced by countless factors, our consciousness has the capacity to reflect, to learn, and to choose how we integrate those influences into our evolving narrative. We can, with gentle intention, choose to emphasize certain themes, to learn from past experiences, to cultivate new qualities, and to shape the direction of our ongoing story. This is a profound freedom found not in denying causality, but in understanding and embracing the very processes that weave who we are. This continuous process of reweaving fosters a deep sense of resilience. Life inevitably presents challenges, changes, and moments of loss. If our identity were rigidly fixed to every past experience, we might struggle to adapt. But because our self is a dynamic narrative, we have the capacity to integrate new experiences, process trauma, and continuously rebuild a coherent and meaningful sense of self, allowing for growth and healing. It's like a beloved tapestry that, instead of being discarded when a thread frays, is carefully mended, its new stitches adding depth and character, making the whole even more beautiful and enduring. The pursuit of understanding this continuously rewoven self is one of the most exciting frontiers in understanding the human condition. It pushes us to think beyond simplistic notions of identity, to embrace a self that is complex, fluid, and always becoming. It whispers that the harmony we perceive in our lives is not a rigid, static perfection, but a living, breathing symphony that subtly refines its melody and rhythm over unimaginable moments. An unending composition that has no true start or final note. This sense of continuous transformation brings a unique kind of peace, a reassurance that existence is a boundless journey, always flowing, always adapting, forever unfolding, a perpetual river of self-discovery. This lullaby of your continuously rewoven self brings a profound sense of peace and belonging. It tells us that we, too, are part of this grand, continuous flow of existence, intricately linked not just to our personal history, but to the very unfolding of all human consciousness. Our individual lives, even with their joys and sorrows, their seemingly free choices and their undeniable influences, are precious notes within an eternal symphony that echoes the universe's own vast existence. Every breath we take, every beat of our heart, every thought that ripples through our mind is a part of this greater rhythm. Even as our own biological journeys unfold, the essence of our being, the subtle information that defines us, flows back into the larger cycle of experience, contributing to the tapestry of life that continuously thrives within and around us, always in harmony with the universe's grand, slow dance. There is no ultimate end, only transformation, a gentle continuation within the boundless rhythm of the universe, where our self is perpetually rewoven, and our story never truly concludes. This perspective is not meant to be a source of anxiety or a philosophical puzzle. Instead, it invites a deep sense of acceptance and serenity. It encourages us to surrender to the natural rhythms of change, of influence and response, of conscious thought and unconscious initiation, knowing that they are all part of a larger, harmonious design orchestrated by the universe itself. The subtle shifts in our understanding of free will, or the profound interconnectedness of our choices and memories, serve as a beautiful, profound reminder of nature's enduring wisdom, its quiet promise of continuity in the face of immense complexity, a timeless lullaby from the heart of being, whispering of boundless existence and infinite acceptance, where every moment is a gentle continuation of an eternal dance. As you drift deeper now, let the image of your continuously rewoven self bring you profound peace. Feel the quiet, ceaseless rhythm of your existence, encompassing influence, transformation, and profound interconnectedness, intimately linked to your own long breath. Even as your conscious thoughts begin to softly dissipate, there is no need to grasp at control or to fear the unknown. Simply allow this beautiful, internal understanding to unfold, carrying you deeper into a state of profound peace and restoration. Let your breath be soft and even, a tranquil rhythm that guides you further into relaxation. With each inhale, draw in the quiet wisdom of your being's eternal flow, a marvel of continuous cycles in harmony with its living essence. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing it to dissipate like a gentle mist rising from a calm river. You are safe, you are held, and you are gracefully dissolving into the quiet, boundless space of sleep, cradled by the gentle but persistent hum of your continuously rewoven self. All is calm, all is clear, as the lullaby of life's enduring journey, nestled within your own deep rhythms, guides you into the deepest, most restorative rest. As our gentle journey through the intricate wonders of memory and self softly draws to its close, we arrive at the most serene of moments, the quiet transition into deep, restorative sleep. We've explored the whispers from the dream of recollection, illuminated the gentle haze of perceived reality, and listened to the echoing pathways of the brain's narrative loom. We've floated upon the woven fabric of personal history and its emotional threads, bathed in the reflecting light from the edge of recall and reconstruction, and navigated amidst the ripples of suggestion and shared narratives. We've gathered the falling leaves from the tree of adaptive memory and embraced the glorious simplicity of flexible truths. Finally, we were cradled by the lullaby of your continuously rewoven self. Now, in this profound stillness, we draw a final, soothing connection between the subtle, pervasive influences on our memories and the grand, continuous dream of a living, ever-unfolding reality. Imagine, for a final comforting moment, your entire being not just as a collection of separate thoughts and decisions, but as a vast, living symphony, perpetually playing a unique and intricate melody. Just as your conscious mind yields to the rhythms of sleep, allowing for repair and renewal, so too does your inner world, through countless cycles of remembering, forgetting, and reinterpreting, endlessly bring forth new forms of understanding. The very nature of our memories, whether they are entirely fixed or profoundly reconstructed, is not a dramatic, urgent problem to be solved, but rather a soft whisper from this symphony's deep, enduring dream, a testament to reality's profound ability to persist, to transform, and to continually unfold across boundless stretches of time and experience, with much of its essence remaining beautifully pliable, always offering new layers of depth, always connecting what appears to be a solid past to a vibrant present. The enduring mystery of how our memories emerge, how they are expressed, and how they subtly shape our perceptions and actions is a beautiful, if somewhat humbling, reminder of the vastness of the unknown within ourselves. It tells us that the spark of existence, once manifested, possesses an inherent drive to continue, to find conditions that allow it to emerge, to adapt, and to ultimately persist, even if its foundational components seem to defy perfect, immutable recording. The gentle inquiry into memory's dynamic nature reinforces a deep principle. Reality is not easily defined or contained within simple, rigid boxes. It finds ingenious ways to manifest through diverse forms and states of being, a testament to its intrinsic power. The enduring enigma of memory only deepens the beauty and complexity of this grand existence, transforming what could be a void of understanding into a field of endless wonder and profound awe, revealing immense purpose hidden beneath a seemingly simple act of recollection. Think of a cherished family heirloom, perhaps a delicate antique locket passed down through generations. It might be tucked away in a dusty drawer for years, seemingly forgotten, but its value, its history, its very essence remains intact, waiting for the gentle hand that will rediscover it, polish it, and bring its story back into the light. The subtle influences on our memories, the neural predispositions, the subconscious associations, the emotional coloring, the societal whispers, the continuous re-encoding are like these heirlooms of personal history. Often unnoticed by our conscious awareness, they are faithfully recorded and rewoven within the fabric of our being, subtly guiding our path. This isn't a threat. It's a profound connection to a deep, shared human story, a testament to our capacity for enduring self-expression, a gentle reassurance that our unique existence finds its way to continue beyond any perceived limitations of a perfectly static past, reaching into realms we can only softly imagine in perfect, unified stillness. This perspective encourages us to view our own lives, our relationships, and the vast cosmos not with a sense of limitation, but with a deeper sense of humility and boundless possibility. It highlights the profound interconnectedness of our biology, our experiences, and our environment, and the powerful way these elements shape our perceptions and recollections. It whispers that our internal world has its own long rhythms, its own cycles of remembering and forgetting, of constructing and reconstructing, far more nuanced than our conscious minds alone might perceive. Our role, then, is to approach our own memories and the memories of others with respect, with careful attention, and with a gentle understanding of their holistic nature, ensuring that our presence honors the intricate harmony within this living tapestry and recognizes the profound, dynamic processes that shape it. The lessons from memory weaving reality extend beyond personal philosophy. They speak to the enduring spirit of transformation and self-acceptance that characterizes the human experience. Throughout our history, understanding how we perceive the world and why we remember things the way we do has been a constant quest. This continuous inquiry, driven by a profound desire to understand ourselves and others, shapes our personal growth and inspires new perspectives. Whether we ultimately grasp every neural nuance or embrace every psychological feedback loop, the journey itself transforms us. It pushes the boundaries of our self-knowledge, sharpens our empathy, and deepens our appreciation for the astonishing dynamism and resilience of human existence. It is a reaffirmation that, in the face of profound complexity, our lives do not simply become meaningless, they transform, they adapt, and they continue. A persistent, enduring dream woven into the very fabric of reality, forever holding new layers of discovery and acceptance, revealing the living, breathing nature of our past. This understanding is not meant to be a source of anxiety or a prediction of dramatic peril. Instead, it offers a profound sense of peace and infinite potential. It suggests that your existence, in all its forms, from the smallest neural flicker to the grandest conscious recollection, is rooted in an enduring, cyclical process, continuously transforming and persisting within the embrace of a universe that is far vaster and more intricate than we can fully grasp. You are not an isolated being. You are an integral thread in this vast, living tapestry, woven from the same enduring essence of matter, energy, and influence that allows memory to color your world and constantly redefine your past. Your place is within this peaceful, ongoing cosmic dream, a dream of constant, subtle communication and boundless possibility, where the unknown is as comforting as the known, and every recollection contributes to the beauty of the overall pattern. As you now prepare to surrender fully to the embrace of sleep, let any remaining thoughts drift away like tiny, luminescent dust motes in the quiet, inner expanse. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go. The journey through the fascinating world of memory weaving reality has prepared you, softening the edges of your perception, blurring the rigid boundaries between what is fixed and what is fluid, between what is recorded and what is recreated, between individual existence and the universe's grand, enduring dream. Feel the profound weightlessness as your body relaxes deeper and deeper into the surface beneath you. Each breath is a gentle wave, carrying you further from the shores of wakefulness and into the boundless ocean of rest. The stars above, those ancient, distant suns, are now softly closing their eyes, mirroring your own descent into tranquility. Your mind, too, is settling, its deep processes working peacefully in the background, preparing you for the deepest, most restorative slumber, where all internal systems find their gentle, unified rest, embraced by the cosmic silence. Allow the concept of your life's unending dream, woven with the profound wisdom of your own flexible memory, to be the ultimate lullaby, a comforting truth that embraces you. Its complexity is now your warmth, its fluidity your peace, its mysteries your quiet wonder. You are dissolving gently into this grand, internal dream, merging effortlessly with its currents, becoming one with the quiet, profound sleep of the static past and the boundless, nurturing embrace of living reality. Rest now, deeply and peacefully. Let the silence of your internal world fill your being. You are loved, you are safe, and you are drifting into the most restorative of sleeps, held within the vast, soft dream of your own existence. where all memories are understood and all reality is gently rewoven into peace.